good, the only truth I know. And slowly spoke, Lord of Castamere, wind to blow. Нашла moving things, ночь пола. Nasze drugi spleść gwiazdą na brzegu. Wszystkie sny spowniałe w kamień. Spalę smoły wiatry z moich snów. Uciekasz na drogę. Cierpka jaka gry smutka jakby. Nie wiem, czy jesteś moim przeznaczeniem, czy przez ślepy drog miłość nas związała. Kiedy rzekłem swoje życzenie, czyś mnie wbrew sobie wtedy pokochała. Z moich snów uciekasz nie dla mnie. Cierpka jaka słodka jakby. Alrighty, here we are. We are doing stuff. Yeah. Hi Muto, good to be here. How are you? Hope how's going? Hi Eric, good to be here. How are you? Hope how's going? Are you casting a spell? Yeah, no. It's okay. Shoot. Shoot. I see something that I don't like. Hi Blood Blush, glad to be here. Welcome back. Second stream. Today we are, this time we are doing a manga. We are going to make my manga. I'm actually wondering which part of the manga I want to dive into. I'm so sorry because I see that the YouTube is not properly working. So I'm going to read the chat. How are you? Doing good. There it is. Yeah. So basically what we are going to do is going to be a bit different. I'm going to show you more or less how making manga actually looks like, so how the planning works, etc. So we could be in the first stage because I also want to rewrite everything. Of course, manga is written from right to left, and so this is how this stage is looking like. If you can see over here, you can see that it's cover page, cover inside, then we have the third, fourth, fifth, etc. When it comes to the pages, and basically the pages themselves, there's 26. Just an opinion, the one should be purple. Why should it be purple? like okay, cool. I I'm trying to also figure out why the exact color should be purple. I take this to the. I feel it pops. I don't know. I think we've had it purple. Let's make it a bit toned down purple. I think it was purple previously. That's the wrong thing. Wait. There it is. I guess it does make things pop a bit more. Oh, this is going to be actually redrawn, all of it. So yeah. But yeah, I like the green. Wasn't it purple? Yeah, it was purple. It was red, purple, and then green. But it does pop a bit more. But yeah, the page is going to be redone. We are going to figure out how things are going to be. But yeah, so basically, what is this? This is actually the view that Clip Studio Paint EX wasn't that time on stream. Well, yeah. So basically, um, I'm going to redo it. Most of it. The logo stays, that's for sure. I'm going to redo the cover art, but here's the thing. I'm going to spend more time. Of course, I'm saying that I'm making sketches for my comic book, for my manga, but actually I also want to sit down and take care of the manga making in general. So there's also going to be some script writing, some idea gathering, research, etc. So be ready that during those streams that we are going to have from the next week, 2 every week. So on every week from the next one, there's going to be 2 manga making streams. What's IPRA? Just a thing in Polish or something special? IPRA is not a real word. Actually, IPRA is the name of like planet that all of this is happening. The first iteration of the title was Chronicles of IPRA, right? So like chronicles of that, like what's happening on that planet, etc. There was no music. So yeah, in general, it's actually just the in general, it's just the name of the thing. Yeah, I'm just stroke, so I have time to be on here. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, things that I noticed is I've changed the way how I'm doing line art because I look at it and I don't like this form of line art. I used to draw a lot of characters in this line art, and I have a lot of character designs that we've done for my OCs for the artistic universe, which have this peculiar style of making things, which I don't necessarily like. And the thing is that I will want to correct those characters too, but I will need some time for it. Yeah, so basically, what I have here, this is a view that Clip Studio Paint EX allows me for. As far as I remember, Clip Studio Paint Pro is not having this view, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's just helping me to visualize a lot of stuff. If someone is capable to, like, you can easily mark the pages well enough that they would be segregated in the way how they are right now in in typical file manager, right? And in the folder, you don't need really to look at it this way, but that's that. Another thing is that actually I want to implement some texts every now and then, like over here. If you bite and devour one another, watch not to be beaten and devoured by one another. It's actually, surprisingly, that's actually the text from Bible, from the Bible. The text is from the Bible. But yeah, wow, I've got a mad voice crack over here. I think it's because I was streaming for like 3 hours before that. Before this one. On the other channel, Davis Plays, I do recommend, we are playing games there every now and then. And yeah, so in general, I want to make the sketches a bit better because for now, like, it's kind of like making the... I've once talked with Zega about this, about something similar when it comes to the programming. Stream 1, we will see. It can be Saturday, on Sunday, or Sunday. We will see. We will see. I can do Minecraft stream. Gee, that'll be another like Minecraft. I probably Minecraft on mods. I'd probably get like Minecraft on mods and stuff. Yeah. But there's a lot of things happening over there. It's like, you know, oh, how to build this, how to build that, etc. And to be fair, I feel like normal Minecraft seems good enough, but on the other hand, Minecraft seems quite boring for me. I love today join. Yeah, I really like it. I'm also thinking about implementing a second API key for the streams, just so I would have a bit more consideration for it. At least for now, I could then delete it and just juggle if, you know, between some of them, because I see that YouTube is not working again, but I'll have to do some trickery not to make the chat currently not visible. There's a bit of a problem. But yeah, so basically what we are going to do is going to be actually making the script. How the scripts are working, how the scripts are looking, they are quite specific, if I may say so myself, because they look like dramas. They literally look like book drama or script to movie or something like that. So you have a description of the scene, you have a description of what the character says or what the character does, etc. So everything is described down to every detail, and then everything, like even the sound effects are written, etc. So it looks in a very specific way, and I want to write it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to actually show the writing of it, if I may say so myself. Oh, I see. Yeah. There are like, what exactly? Screenplay? Yeah, exactly, the screenplay. That's the exact thing. Hi Aspen, good to be here. How are you? Hope everything's going. So yeah, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do my best to write the thing. What I really like to do is to keep my stuff in check. How are you, Aspen? How are you? So I'm going to actually turn on the documents. I'm going to quickly write how it should look like. Chapter 1. Name of the chapter is Awake and Burn Black Flame. Yes, that does matter. Does matter. Those of during previous stream. At least you've rested. Actually, the moment when you've stopped like talking, I think it went like for 15 minutes further on, and those 15 minutes were like I was on my work phone and I was writing about stuff. So yeah. Also, I think I have to call someone later. But yeah, Nah, it was when you got to the future, then to the past and started work phoning, yeah. Also, I think I have to get some stuff, but yeah. I'm pretty good. I started a small animation today and I'm pretty proud of how it's going. Even posted a work in progress of it because I liked it so much. How are you doing? Doing good, doing good. Let me quickly check. That's not what I wanted to check. That. Because you're making posts, right? You're sending kitty drawing. Yeah, I really like this. The 33 shapes you've made is a really darn good. For one, it's a really good perspective play. Two, it's a really good practice. And three, it's a really good warm-up. But I did post a video of it. Okay. Oh, YouTube token, yeah. I think I can make a new one, but I'll have to make sure to hide the chat. Wait, chat 2.0? What? Who the fuck are you? Why are you here? What? You out. Okay. It's not shown. Let me quickly add a connection. I'm going to make another API key. Add a connection, YouTube, help, credentials. Okay. API key. I'm creating a second API key. I hope this will work actually. Control C, Control V. Streamer I want to connect to. And I think one API key is going to be connected to one thing, and another API key is going to be connected to another channel. Add YouTube connection. Yeah, there are two Devis Moriartys. When it comes to that one, I'm making things smaller. Oh, live chat connect. Now people can talk. Oh wait, it's not. Next time they both will be active and save both API keys. Because next time they both will be active and connect to YouTube multiple times, yeah. Yeah. Wait, home. Fuck. One API key has to be connected to my main channel and another one has to be connected to my gaming channel. This one out. Is it working? Different channels, you can use them both at the same time. Boop. Okay, I've almost got a heart attack. For different channels, you can use them both at the same time. Yeah. So like two different API keys. But for some reason, the API key I've created now, it's not working. I mean, it's in the same project. Not sure if that means anything. Does it mean anything? Should I make it in like different project to make it work? where the quota applies. And I'm not sure where the quota applies. I mean, I test. Yeah, it's not showing, so it saves on the project. So I have to create a new project, then create a new API key. God damn it. Okay, wait. So this remove, add connection, YouTube. I've done this last time. I can do this really quickly. Project create. My project chat main channel. Okay, then here add this to the project main channel, turn on. Give me a moment. It's 1 moment, please. Because it's going to work that way. Like both my gaming channel and the other thing are going to have the stuff. Uwierzytelniająca API key, configure, start, chat main channel, this, next, next. Next, accept and create. Create OAuth client. Wait, was it created? Wait, no, it wasn't. Here. I don't have to create the OAuth. There we go. Create this. Generating. Now I'm copying this. Here, add YouTube connection. Now that I can close this, connect. There we go. We got it. Perfect. All right. Now people from YouTube can write and I'm going to see it. Profit. All right. All right. So now that thing. Yay. So now I have different thing that I can connect to, which should run when I'm streaming, I assume, because when I'm not streaming on this channel, that means the chat is not going to run, right? Oh, it works. Yay. So I don't understand necessarily how it would work, because if I'm not streaming on this channel, you created the other API key for this channels too yesterday. I've been using the same API key. I gotta go. Bye bye. Bye bye, Aspen. Bye bye. I've used the same API key. But no one was messaging there, so I don't know why the quota ran out. Literally, no one was active on the chat on the other channel, on the other stream. But I am assuming that the quota runs in for the refreshings. It makes a pull call every 5 minutes or so. Okay, so it's generally taking away. But here's the thing, if this channel is not going to operate, does that mean this API key for this channel is also going to make the poll call? how will it go? Because I think so. Okay. So generally, I'll have to delete the connection for this channel, add the API key, and so on. Generally, we can on Saturday. I think we can make a test to see if it's going to work like this. I'll make it rotate for the next version. Gotcha. Cool. So basically what we are doing is I have my Google Docs file turned on. So the Google Docs file is going to be where my scenario is going to be. Of course, I'm going to implement everything in there. I'm going to then make screens and throw them on the pages, etc. The gameplay Saturday, so we'll be there only for 2 PM stream. I mean, the stream that I'm going to make for the test is actually going to be private stream. I'm just going to check if it's going to work. Because I'm going to make the 2 PM stream, and then I'm going to take a break. After that, I'm just going to turn on a stream and see if it, if it's going to operate or not. Because in general, I suppose currently the other API key for the other chat would also work. So yeah. Also, I'll have to change the stream, and remember to change stream keys between my channels, or somehow get a different instance of OBS where I'll be able to still have my multi-stream and have a different thing. I was shoving pills in my face. What happened? That's actually the funniest thing. The chat works. I've quickly made a new connection. We're talking about stuff. On day after tomorrow, I want to make a test stream. It's not going to be public. I'm not going to inform anyone about it. It's just going to be like a private test stream to get caffeine. April. No subtitle. Are you talking about Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. There's only going to be 2 PM stream, the gaming stream that is planned. I'm not planning any art streams on the 7 PM. I'm just going to make a quick test for myself, and that's it. Because I started talking like I'm going to stream, but I'm not going to. It's just going to be a quick test. You can just turn on the private stream, write something in the chat, see if it's working or not. Chapter 1. Wait and burn blood flame. Okay. Both. Centralized title. Up to 50. Subtitle bold. Going to the very bottom of the page. Here another subtitle. PK Moriarty. Okay, that also going to be bold. Bruh. There we go. Okay. Now, here's the thing. To properly accustom... I'm going to talk about how the mangas are made at first. So, bear with me, I'm just going to have a talk while I'm writing this stuff. So basically, how you want to start making your comic book. First of all, you want to make several documents. There's a lot of writing in the start. A lot of people think that they can just dive in, start drawing, and they have perfect manga. No. All the mangas are first done on paper. There's a lot of writing. It's like making a game. So you need to write characters, you need to write events, you need to write general lore of everything, the story flow of the entire series. Generally, you want to write an entire story for the entire series before you even start writing the scenarios. That's how it goes. I already have it. That's why I'm now writing scenario. So basically, I know what I need, I know what character designs I need. I could possibly sit down, make character designs, character sheets, etc., which is also something that happens, right? That's why there's a lot of work put into mangas, and that's why, for example, a lot of mangakas have assistants. Because, for example, they are receiving information, what they have to draw. The creator, of course, first provides the character sheet and everything to their assistant, so the creator actually still has a lot of work to do even before the manga kicks off, right? So that's that. Next thing, what you are doing is like splicing the story into books. I don't have that, but I know more or less how I want this to go. So first book for my manga is Davis's school life, kinda, right? Because Davis attended school, basically, in the story. So, considering all of that, I can tell you that actually what we are going to have is going to be the this general story, right? Like this portion of the story. So actually some people are taking arcs as books, some people are kinda scoping out how big the book would have to be. Of course, how many chapters, right? So not to lie to you, you can also check stuff. How many chapters of manga are in one book? Right? So it's between 3 to 10 chapters per volume. We are going for about 8, if I'm not mistaken with calculations. It might be slightly bigger, but yeah. It can even go between 9 to 11, with each chapter being around 19 to 20 pages long, right? For weekly manga. Monthly often features 4 chapters per volume, with each chapter being around 40 pages or more. Omnibus edition, these larger volumes can contain 2 to 3 or more, or even more individual volumes worth of content. Early volumes may contain more chapters than later volumes, for example, right? So basically, I think what we want to go for is like the weekly manga, which for me is impossible because I'm not focusing on my manga, so I'm not drawing it for the entire day, right? So it's not going to be weekly, that's for sure. Or who knows, we will see. Actually, I haven't really drawn my manga for in my manga style in black and white, and a lot of work is actually in shading and picking proper colors. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I think we're going for that. So first chapter actually has, not to lie to you, 26 pages. I'm thinking about making it shorter, we'll see. But yeah, so in general, Davis's school life, like, it might be between 8 to 11, 10 volumes. Chapters. So it's going to be one volume, right? We'll see. So now, how do we splice that story, right? First chapter is are going to be Davis's chronicles on the Jupiter Island, where actually Davis was born. Davis is Jupiterian. There are like some perks coming with that. For example, Davis's fire alchemy is much stronger, and actually a lot of Jupiterians are born to be fire alchemy users, because like the element you can use for your alchemy is like something you're born with, right? And generally, the thing is that hi Royal, get over here. How are you? Hope is going. How have you been? So basically, where we are going with everything is like, first chapter is are going to be Davis's chronicles on the Jupiter Island. Now, how it goes. I was even thinking between splitting it in twain. And I think this is actually what we are going to do. Like, first part is how Davis came out from the captivity of his own clan, of his own village, and second chapter is going to be how what Davis was doing around the islands, right, and how he received the letter of heroic deed, which he needs to join the School of Heroes, yada yada yada. So we are now slowly starting to unravel like how exactly the story goes, right? So I know already all that. I'm going to slowly unravel all of this. You are not going to see the dialogues, you are not going to probably see some parts. I'm thinking during the weekends I'm also going to take care of my manga between some of the other projects, so just so you be informed, there are going to be probably situations where we are going to skip a couple things, because it's still going, I still don't want to really spoil the manga for you, right? So I'm going to do everything to show how I'm working on it, to show how it goes, but I also don't want to show crucial elements or something like this. For sure there are going to be some work, but yeah. So first things first, now as I know what the chapter story is going to be, so it's in portion where, why are you drawing a depressed version of yourself? But it's actually one of the like forms of Davis. Davis is a character for my manga. I've just, you know, applied his character as my Vtuber model generally. So we have scope of it, right? I'm writing the scope, and the scope is a Davis leaving the class captivity. I'm leaving notes. What I need to do, so a flashback. Dang it, gotta go. It's okay, Royal, it's okay. It's okay. So I'm leaving a note for myself, a flashback. To which portion of the story the flashback goes. Then another note. Need to write a screenplay. It's actually really cool to write it. Okay. now note to the on to some parts for the Davis. My comic is in my hand. Yeah, but it's actually good when you have things on paper. It's always good to have things on paper because sometimes your mind really plays tricks on you. Right. I am wondering how I can actually portray Davis in like what kind of situation. So I'm now checking. Devi, what's up? Okay, so I know now how he's supposed to be pinned. I don't want to go to school. I know, but it's important that you'll go there, you know? Do it for, if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for me. Go to the school, learn, thrive. Stand in place. Okay. I'll do for you, Devi. Okay. For the best. Okay, so now I know, I have some notes, I know how things are going. Usually it's written before the scope and notes. Sometimes you did wrong. You the best, okay. So basically when you're writing stuff, you also want to write what was the last revision of the script. Last revision of the script. It's 1906, 2025, 1933. Okay. It's good to also keep all that bold. Okay. And now next page. And now I'm writing the subtitle, page 1. There's a general description of how the page 1 should go, so Actually, do I want to show the intro that I've had? Maybe, yeah. Also, the descriptions of the page can be like very descriptive or not really descriptive. In the end, you are just writing, like, you know, etc. But it's good also to kind of figure out how you want to do everything. One page could also be one scene, right? So you want to show the scene, you want to show how things are going, but also you want to make things understandable. So generally the placement of panels and everything is very crucial to keep everything readable. You don't want to overload the page. You can add some effects, but also you need to figure out your style of paneling, etc. Atlas and Democles fine, Democles begs Atlas to stop, but I miss doing traditional. I mean, you can always go for it. Who tells you not to? Just looking at my sketchbook. Okay. Sometimes it's also it's good to write like more or less what kind of page that is. So for example, you know that, hey, this page is okay, there will be some changes. I have to. Wait. But also, Muto, what did you find on the sketchbook? I sent it to you. Hi Skylar, glad to have you here. How are you? How are we doing? How have you been? How are we doing? Smiling from ear to ear, blushing. Cod, I see. Sharpie are a-okay alcohol marker. Yeah, but Sharpie... I don't think Sharpie is good to drawing. Okay, I'm getting more... Alright, I've got confirmations from them. Alright. Cod, I see. Muto, that's a nice drawing. That's a nice drawing. Okay, so I'm sorry, folks, that I'm not drawing, by the way. Really much sorries. I wasn't expecting. Yeah, like that, not looking forward to it. We have our first heat wave of the year here in Jersey, not looking forward to it, I see. I have a lot of Sharpies, I see. Yeah, heat waves are bad. Please stay... please stay safe and remember to drink a lot of water. Especially cold water, or just generally cold fluids. You really need to stay hydrated during those periods of time. And if the best, stay either shaded or at home if you really don't have to leave. Of course, it's like, if you wanna go somewhere, like, sure, but like, it would be the best to not to leave the house during the heat wave. Okay, so the whole page drawing with a separate panel of close-up at the mock space. The hottest today is 37 Cs. Oof. That is hot. That's hot. That's hot. Yeah. That's... yeah. I'm going to die? Nah, I don't think like this. More clays. Sound effect. Growl. Okay. That's page 1, page 2. Emojis. I never found my painting, I see. Hey, I'm back. Hi, Amir, glad to have you here. How are you? Welcome back. We're still writing the scenario. Small massive plates grow on the ground. And I'm making a strand dinosaur. Let's go, let's go. Okay. This time it's a herbivore. Ooh, that's nice. Actually, at times, it's not only good to write just the entire description of the page, but also just write the general description of the panel you're doing. It's also really good, but for now I'm just drawing mostly pages that are going around. Aww, the drawing you did in the class motto is so cute. The only way I could stay awake, bruh. To be fair, I was also drawing during classes, but it was helping me to focus. Sauropod, long-necked dino, as a crocodile wrestler. Ooh, I take notes. Okay. If I don't, I could always ask my deskmate. I take notes. I see. I mean, to be fair, I've had this thing later in my technical college where actually I was writing the notes in Google Docs file. So generally I could also share them with my friend, who was also sure to write in the same file the notes when I couldn't. So we were like exchanging everything. Page 3. I don't know if we can use computer. We couldn't either. We just had permission from the teacher because she knew that we are going to use it for the we are going to use our phones or PC or laptops to the good use generally. Stands looking down into the spot where the guys we were encouraged to use laptops. Yeah, because it's also way lighter for your back, you know? Too bad some teachers didn't really understand, because I can feel, and I've heard from the doctors that actually the backpack I wore to school had to be too heavy because because there's a very specific distortion to my spine. So, you know, begin a smaller against sun on the ground. Everyone writes, yeah, if that's a thing. If that's the thing. But maybe, you know, some people never really ask if they can use laptops, because it's just like the teacher never told us use any rules, so we don't know. Yeah, exactly, like just ask if you can, because it's really the best thing you can do, because it's also not going to hurt your hand. Panel 1, and here's actually where the paneling comes in. So here's the thing. When you are also placing everything, I'm making the croc, prehistoric croc, but the one I choose, Pingamarando, doesn't have an exact size estimate. I see. That's interesting. So actually, when you're making the comic book, you also really need to figure out that every now and then you have to write the panel and describe the panel. Sometimes there are going to be like side effects, sometimes there are going to be some other stuff, but you really need to focus on those. Because then you know how the paneling flows through your page and how many panels you are going to implement on your page. The mocha stands in place, view from the back. Visible wind. Showing the end. Yes, of the scene. Panel 2. Close up and make this face. Visible. Next hunting. These effects. And pound. Panel 3. View from below. From below. Locus. Beaten up. We used to eat during classes too. Only I had in my entire class. Only I had privilege to eat in during the classes without anyone, uh, like without anything actually mentioned. Also, once my teacher wanted to pull off like, oh, did you brought enough for the entire class? When my friends was eating some pierogis. And this motherfucker actually had like 4 different plates of pierogis ready to give out. She was shocked and had no idea what to do. That was the only instance when she just let it slide because she wasn't ready for this instance. He actually had for everyone in the class. We had outlets for every seat. Once we brought a hot sandwich maker and make hot sandwiches for everybody during class. Bruh, imagine. Hi Karut, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope everything's going. Haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? How have you been? Sorry that I'm not drawing particularly today. Exactly, I'm writing my I'm writing the scripture for my comic book. I'm going to then like take all of the pages, like with all of those scriptures, you know, like to mark up the pages, you know, just so they would be directly on the also on my Clip Studio Paint, right? On every page, on the corresponding page they're supposed to be. So yeah, you can eat, but I don't like. You can eat, but I don't like to be disruptive. I see. There's a called Irritator because the paleontologist who named it was irritated by how Carl was the diggers removed the skull. But he called it Irritator. I see. I can sleep. Can you tell me a tip to calm down? Try to bring your thoughts away from something that is making you angry, irritated. Make slight rocking movements. Take some deep breaths, right? If you want, like, you can also drink some warm milk, maybe some cold water. And yeah, just breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. No thinking about whatever happens. I don't know. What's wrong, Carrot? Maybe you need venting. Although I don't want to like anything like anyone to turn the informations that you would share right now against you. So yeah, some people can actually use stuff that hurt the most during conversations. No, I'm fine. Just can't sleep. What really helps me is when I'm like making all of my muscles clench in my body, especially in my hands, my feet, and then I'm holding like that for like 5 seconds, and then I'm relaxing everything down, and that's like more or less being knocked out. But drink cold water. If you have stairs, do some laps up and down. That works too. I've had severe insomnia because of some stuff, and generally I was prescribed meds personally, but at this point there was like there was literally nothing I could do. Those meds literally like were knocking me out. I was taking one pill, 15 minutes later I was snoozing in my bed. You're the best, I don't deserve this. No, Carrot, don't think like this. Don't think like this. Of course you deserve it. Okay, so 3 pages for this. Special SFX. And okay. So actually another thing, if you have like panel 2, panel 3 and both of them have pant, for example, like the same sound effect, you can let the sound effect like seep through between those two panels. So you won't have to make like 4 times huge lettering for panting. I got insomnia because I have a dinosaur animatronic in my room that never turns off and just every 20 minutes screeches. Bro. Sorry for venting on this, I can't think straight. No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't feel enclosed by anything. It's all about making people comfortable. Right? Right. I want you all to be able to just sit down, talk, do stuff. So page 4. I think I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to keep only 3 pages because first we are going to redo the cover and then we are going to start working on the 3 pages. So now I can edit in because those are like 3 scenes for something I wanted. Animatronic is bolted into the floor so I can't move it. Bruh. How did it happen that you've got a dinosaur animatronic in your room that is bolted to your flooring? That stays. That gets yoinked. That stays. This, all that goes out. No, alright. There's a gift from my cousin. I see. That's really great. That's really great. Yeah. Also, Carrot. I know that's not a great advice, but actually, a lot of times when I couldn't sleep, I was doing some fast sketches in the night. But it's really bad for your eyes. But yeah, I don't really recommend it. Maybe reading a book, maybe something else. Like, just remember to keep everything safe for your eyes. I can tell you as someone who's been wearing... It's about to ask where you got that image. but yeah, like as someone who wears glasses since being like 4, I can tell you it sucks. I'm wearing my glasses for like 22 years now. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's irritating. I don't wear glasses. Yeah. I was still saying about, like, you know, for example, those like late night activities if you can't sleep, like for example drawing or reading. Like those things can actually attack your eyes quite a bit. So I don't really recommend doing those, but those can also sometimes help. Then it moves the whole platform, its own moves, so it's bolted to the floor. I see. So we have the title, that's good. I want to keep it this way. I put frozen spoon on my eyes every day. Is it helping with anything? I guess sometimes there's eye bags, sometimes not. I mean, actually, it can help with like for example, it can reduce the swelling on your eyes. It can make your eyelids not gray when you're supposed to have the eye bags. So yeah, that does help sometimes with that, because those things are determined by the blood vessels. And to be fair, I've got like really bad eye bags. Sometimes they look like they are... Like once someone asked me if actually I've got my eyes like punched or something. Like it happened once. Yeah, drinking cold water also helps for falling asleep. I mean the black spots, oops, I don't know what to call those black spots. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I know what you mean. So yeah. So how do I want to make this cover? Actually, this Huion Davis was really cool. I think that one was really cool, but I think I could do it a bit better. It's kind of like a... that without those it's going to be easier. On. Okay, whatever. I don't understand this one. What? Okay. I think now it should work. Yeah, it looks better. Alright. It was about the size. It's always about the size. Which country do you live in? Me? Poland. We've been working on that quite a bit now. Just draw what's comfortable for your hands. Something like that. Yeah, like you can draw. Nah, that's feminine eye. You know, the thing is more about like the idea. Like, for example, you are sitting down, you are drawing like many projects, doing a bunch of other stuff, and in the end you are just ending up with things. Kawaii Devi? What do you mean Kawaii Devi? Also rat emote. A rat emote? Wait, what did I miss? What kawaii devi? What rat emote? What's going on? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Nothing. No. Go on. You said those are feminine eyes? Oh yeah. Rat emote is huh? Yeah, those are feminine eyes. Like, feminine eyes are rounded. Masculine eyes are sharp. Even if you want to give women a sharp eye, their eyes are still rounded. Kawaii eyes. Alright, dances on the chest type beat song, bruh. You can tell you will do the thing. What thing? Or the back eye smaller? Bro. What app do you use to draw? Is it only on like drawing screens? I'm using Clip Studio Paint EX. It allows you to make illustrations, comic books, animations and stuff. It's more expensive version because you also have the Pro version, which allows you to animate only up to 24 frames for animations, etc. I only have a tablet. Huh? Oh, you mean like mobile? It is on mobile, but on mobile it's only available on subscription model. PCs allow you to there's a rule in paleo art then drawing where if you draw carnivorous dinosaurs, the pupil have be a slit shape like with snakes. I see. But yeah, if you are drawing on PC, you can just use it. It doesn't matter what kind of tablet you're using. As a matter of fact, it doesn't matter what kind of app you're using for any drawing app, actually. But if you are using a mobile, then it kind of matters because some apps are different. Like for example, Clip Studio Paint EX. It's very restricted on mobiles to only subscription model, unfortunately, because I wanted a subscription model. I don't like subscription model, and I wanted to use it also on my iPad, but I can't because I'm not going to pay monthly X amount of PLN. It's just my rule. I don't go, even though I really want this. This says A9 Samsung tablet, but it looks like nothing like the one I searched up. It looks smaller than the other one. There might be a different version between like different, like Pro or something. They know how they can rip off Apple users. No, it's not only about Apple users actually. It's also on Android. So basically, you can use it on Android, on Apple, etc. But just because it's a mobile version, like no matter what kind of mobile you are using, it's also only as the subscription version. So it's also going to be on the same on the Android ones. You have to go now, Muto, I assume. Tab A9 seems compact. Yeah, kinda. Here's a random thought. If I acted me to you randomly, what would you think, say, or do? I mean, it depends what would you say, but probably I would come up with some banger burn, or if it's going to be something bannable, I would just ban you. So yeah, it's like always a risk to do stuff. It's hard to explain that birds are dinos, but crocodiles are lizards. Yeah. To be fair, for a really long time, a lot of people thought that all the dinosaurs had their on their skin they've had their scales, which was the case for only for some of them, but yeah. Getting something cheap tablet is to try how it's drawing on the same surface as the picture. Be good. Bye bye, Muto. Be good. Thank you for coming. What if we all ask and say the most random questions and thoughts? Will that break the silence? I mean, for example, when I'm not speaking, because I'm trying to constantly speak. When I'm not speaking, that means I'm hyper focusing on drawing. I am constantly looking at the chat, and I am trying my best to respond to all of the messages, and it's quite often working. So if actually you want to talk about something, even something very random, go ahead, write. Like, you really don't have to be worried about anything, because we don't have that rule which restricts people to speak only about stuff that are happening on the stream. I'm highly aware of the fact that art streams can and tend to be a bit more boring compared to stuff like gaming streams and stuff. Well, maybe it's a bit annoying though. I mean, no, not really. If it's something that you actually want to talk about, I can try to like talk about this, but you know, of course, if it's a topic that you are not willing to like expand on, there's just going to be you know, an awkward situation where I'm going to try to talk a bit more or ask a question, and for example, it's not going to fire off because you were not prepared to talk about this topic yourself, right? So like the art of the deal is to keep also things amongst stuff you want to talk about, But I can literally just talk about random stuff. Like for example, with Amir, we are talking about dinosaurs. Very easily to people I trust to try. Whoa, I get attached very easily to people I trust. I'm apologize. It's okay. It's okay. I'm also attaching really quickly to people myself. Top half or bottom half fish? Bottom half fish. Okay. So now I want to make this one bigger. And now we are going to make a line like this, which is going to point how Davis's body is shrinking. I don't know why, for some reason I've got in my head stacked very old Polish song. I don't even remember where is that song from. Thinking about it, the bottom half of a fish would be a horizontal slice. Yeah. Wait. What are you talking about? Oh, because human are upright and fish has belly and bottom and back at top. I see. When I talk about mammoths, everyone thinks I'm talking about woolly mammoths, but 80% of the time I mean Colombian mammoth. I see. You really like history, don't you? You really like paleontology. That's an interesting direction you're going in with everything. I really like it. I know my brother, he smells like onion, that's why I'm crying. Oh, help. Bruh. Well, I am a paleo artist. Wait, is that actually kind of a job or a name for the hobby? That's what I didn't ask, actually. What's a paleo? It's from Latin. Let me quickly check which one was it, though. Older or ancient, especially relating to the geological past, like paleontologists. Yeah. Bruh. So I want a job for people that make dinosaur books. I help with some of the art in many dino books. Hey, that's so cool. I wasn't expecting that. That's really awesome. Holy! Yeah. And actually, this is good because I can now drop this here. Yeah. But I mostly draw the dinos themselves, never the environment around them. I see. Well, a lot of people don't necessarily draw their backgrounds. Like, as a matter of fact, I didn't really touch the backgrounds for a really long time when I was learning how to draw. And in the end, I've just, you know, went in a certain direction with my art. I've always been more of a character artist rather than environmental artist. This is something that's really this is an actual split between people, but it's good to learn all skills, even though some of them are going to seem off. You don't really have to worry about that because with time they're going to improve on. Like, for example, when it comes to characters, I don't really have any problems anymore. So I'm now also mostly whenever I'm drawing. What makes you wanna explode because of happiness? That's interesting. Interesting question. Drawing. I really like drawing. Also finishing my projects, illustrations, games, books. I've never finished ones, but kittens. When I meet another paleo artist, I think there's a subreddit for that. There's a subreddit for everything. Theoretically. Nah, that looks like a rapper in freaking 90s, 80s, whatever. GPD is pretty rare, and when I meet one in person, I'm very happy. My battery, bruh. Job. I mean, theoretically, I wouldn't mind that kind of job. I am wondering actually about some stuff. I am wondering about like how everything is going to turn, because I've really started working. I've kicked off with a couple projects now. I'm doing the there's one game, there's second game. For both games I'm making graphics. Now the other later game is something that I'm most likely just doing for the sake of making tiles for RPG Maker. Also helped with some designs in Dino Short Films before AI. I mean, the freaking AI is not really worth attention. Even though they might use it, like people don't really like it. Because a lot of those stuff is actually visible. Still pretty much visible. Like a lot of people are saying, yeah, no, AI is so cool, so good. You are not going to see the difference. It's visible with bare eye. Like, sure, for some you have to look a bit closer, but it's really showing through. Not for everybody. Okay. I assume not everyone is an artist. Because for artists, all of those things actually get into eye. I have to be artist to see. True, that's also true. People turn to me for the design accuracy. I mean, theoretically, even like you can place a stop to that, and a lot of people can put stop to all of that. Just when someone is going to turn to them for design accuracy, people can just refuse the accuracy and say like, it's AI, I'm not going to operate on that, and so they are going to lose the design accuracy, which means they are going to lose the support. 100% sure it's, but here are weird things, like as I showed the other day. I'm 100% sure it's AI, but cannot figure out how it's so good quality. Again, like, it can be just a AI generated image and someone drew on top of that, making corrections. Like, good artist is actually going to be able to make good drawovers, overpaint. It's called overpainting. Like, a lot of artists are doing that. So in general, I could like theoretically generate an artwork right now, and then I could just, you know, pick up whatever is happening and just start painting over it, correcting colors, correcting shading, correcting things. If you try to fix an AI image, you will find out that it's very hard to fix it. I was already fixing AR artworks just for fun, to test out how it goes during testing when it came out first. I did test out many different possibilities, reference making, correction, etc. It's not really that difficult to fix AI artwork. Of course, it does take time, right? But it's not that difficult. Like, it takes time because you need to make shading, you need to make a lot of stuff. When I look at AI dino art, I hate how inaccurate it looks, and it bothers and it bothers others too, so that's the only reason I still make money. Yeah. I mean, theoretically, artists are still making money because people don't want AI slop. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reason. And like, yeah, sure, companies are going to try to like intervene, throw it in, like, but people are going to boycott that shit. AI is never going to overtake art world. It's impossible for AI to take over the art world. Like, people are making AI generated designs and you can see how really it happens. Give me a moment. I, I've just had to pick up because I've got information from a driver about something. All right. It looks fun and cool, but you know. Okay, that should work. Yeah, to be fair, like, yeah, AI is messed up. Actually, there's a movie racing this year called Primitive War, and when the designs for the dinos were released, it was AI, which bothers me since I drew some of the dinos in the original comic. I mean, to be fair, you can always speak up about it. If you drew some of the dinos for the original comic, you are officially the designer of something that is receiving the thing. So you can also go to the movie premiere and like speak out, like introduce yourself, like, hey, yeah, I've been drawing some of the designs here of the dinos in the original comic. Like you can point out that it was AI. Like you can act like. Here's the thing: there are a couple like those pesky things that you can do. Those like needles you can poke into the beehive, you know, and generally, you know, people are experiencing some troubles for some stuff, you know, and by like, here's the thing: as long as people are not speaking out about all of that, people who are not chronically online are not going to know that AI is so bad. Because people who are not using that, they're like, ah, but it looks so cool, right? But when you're a designer and you can actually speak out about something, like, no, AI designs are not good. There are a lot of issues, a lot of problems with the designs themselves. The designs are changed, the designs are not really accurate, etc, etc, etc. Like, sure, I can like make some designs of like X-Men from the comic books, right, with AI, and make based off of those designs a movie. But guess what? Everyone is going to then speak out about like, oh, but it's not. What's wrong? It's not normal. It's AI generated. What the heck? Right? Like sure. But the problem is directly in what people think and what is the and like what is the lead artist's idea about it. Because if, for example, someone is going to criticize it, but for example it's just going to be some artist that is not speaking out about it in like, because like if an artist who's not big on the internet is speaking out about like how bad AI is, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. You are not big enough. You are small. What you are saying doesn't matter. But when, for example, person like Sam does art, says like, hey, it's AI generating images is bad, and people are like, what the fuck, he's right, it's so bad, goddamn. This is what actual influencers are doing. Unfortunately, like, people are listening only to people who have huge following, right? Like movie actors, pop stars, like people that have massive following on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, like those people's opinions matters, right? And for like not that long ago there was actually a drama about about an artist. He was huge. He even was painting artworks for Vogue magazine. I think he had 2 covers for Vogue. Like hand painted the images, etc. And it appeared that for some time he's been using AI generated artworks. And he was doing this purposefully. He said that it was done on purpose. He said what he agreed that what he has done was wrong. He said that he's sorry, but after that he doesn't know what to say else. Like, he was using that, he gave the reason, etc. But people like kept pushing it. The influencers only have influence because people like to outsource their opinions, and anybody who goes against such person will face a whole herd of people who just mimic opinions fanatically. True. Sorry, had to say this, made me furious about programming influencers. But you are 100% true. Like, 100% true. Because a lot of people are mimicking their opinions because they are getting influenced by what those influencers say, because they have fans. Fans want to be what that influencer is. This is the psychology behind it. You have an idol, if you have an idol, you want to be like your idol. You are doing everything to be like your idol. So you're adapting their opinions, their lifestyle, etc. That's why, for example, you have like lifestyle influencers, right? So they are like showing the daily routines. But ironically, they are changing their routines like every week. Why? Because this is what the following goes for, right? So a lot of stuff that is happening on like media, YouTube, TikTok, Shorts, like whatever. It's like I can not understand who even want to be those people when anybody can be better. True, but people don't understand they can be better. My ex used to be very pro AI, and as an artist it frustrated me a lot. He never understood why. Blood Blush, I can tell you, like, it's good that he's your ex. It's good that it's your ex. Like, really does that. So basically that's the entire reason behind everything. like the thing is that people don't understand how bad AI is. They don't understand like what goes into AI and how AI even was created. A lot of people don't take interest into that. I'm kind of pro AI too, but I'm against calling statistical neural nets AI. I reached out to the movie producers and they said that they had budget constraints. I would have done it for free if they just have put me in the credits. Yeah, like, did you tell them that? I assume like at this point they said like, nah, it's like, nah, we good. That's so off, man. That's so bad. Really. Like, ironically, not ironically, sorry, the wrong word. Like, straight up, if I would be an author and I would look at what they are doing and that they are using AI, I would tell them no, stop. If this is how it's going to go, just stop the production. Like, if my story would ever be twisted in the movie, I would look into the script and the script is not what my story is, I would just tell them to stop the production. I would cancel the movie because I would search for someone who actually comprehends basic movie making and making good adaptations. Like, actually Henry Cavill is not The Witcher anymore because he told the director to freak off because they don't know how to make adaptations of a movie. Like, he straight up told him to freak off because he doesn't want to take part in a series that doesn't really acknowledge the story points of the reference they are picking. I did, but they have already started with the CGI and couldn't afford to redo the dino designs, and I understand, but still they got backlash for using AI. That's what I'm telling. Like, like it was an easy fix, right? Like, they could show like, hey, look, we are getting a freaking backlash. We need to do something. We need to redo the dino designs in CGI. There's a guy here who wants to do stuff for free for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to be the CGI, just pay up for the CGI and we should be good. Like, why? What's wrong with them? I'll be so mad. Again, like, money constraints or not, like, if I would have my story being adapted into a movie and they would give like story constraints, I would also put hand into art development of that to ensure there's everything going on, and I would do it for free because I know that it would put a good thing into that. In the end, it would be also my story, right? But just the sheer audacity of them using AI, it's... But also, here's the thing, a lot of movies are like, oh look, by the way, Snow White movie was more expensive to produce than building up a whole theme park for a movie, which Disney built the Minecraft movie theme park for less than they've put out Snow White. And it still failed. So money doesn't matter. It's the quality that matters. They've made the designs with AI, they've got a backlash, they are not going to earn money. Like, this is the worst business decision they could possibly do. Like, okay, you can be pro AI. I also say AI can be good for artists, but it's a tool. It's like an eraser. It's like a brush. Don't like, don't use it for the sake of something like that. So safe to say I won't watch the movie, yeah. When they alienated the crowds with weird changes and a very dislikable main actor, yeah. And not only that, messed up the CGI, changed the plot, changed the story. I've got a hiccup. They've changed the story, right? The pacing, how the story was. If I remember correctly, Snow White never falls asleep in this movie. Like, what? That's not an actual story that was written. Also, wasn't Snow White like written by Brothers Grimm? Wasn't it one of them? It's not White. I mean, in original story, she was white. Again, like keeping up standards to the original source, right? It was German folktale, I think. Yeah. I mean, out of German folktale well written by Brothers Grimm. Hansel and Gretel, Snow White. All of them were interpreted by Disney into really iconic movies and really good movies, by the way. I still not written by them. Oh, okay, not written by them. Gotcha. They're collected by the brothers, not written by them. Gotcha. I think for some of them they've put the twist, if I remember correctly, though, because some of them were too gruesome in the original tale. Like Snow White is like Ferenc. I see. Wait, did they actually change it or not? Because Snow White, who is regarded as a composer but only collected folk music. I see. Gotcha. Actually, one of the things that we have actually is like Snow White had a way different, more gruesome story. Same for Little Mermaid. Because Little Mermaid got her legs, but every step felt like she's walking on shattered glass. And in the end, she just got one night standed by the prince and she threw herself into the water, turning herself into the sea foam or something like that, as it was called. Also, Snow White, if I remember correctly, fell asleep because of the a splinter that she had, actually, not because of the apple. Or was that a different princess? No, it was a different princess. It was an apple? Yeah. It was a different princess that fell asleep by the splinter. But it was also adapted by the Disney. Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. It was a thorn? It was a thorn from the rose? I think? As one we call in Germany Dornröschen. I see. Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. So she got the thorn, she fell asleep. As a matter of fact, she wasn't woken up by a kiss, but the prince violated her. Yeah. And while she was still asleep, she gave birth, and the child like out the thorn she had in the thumb or in a finger, and then she woke up and she had no recollection what's going on. I think that was the original of the Sleeping Beauty. There was about that. I'm not sure like how exactly, I'm not remembering how exactly she woke up and how things went after that, but a lot of stuff were wrong about this thing. This entire story was really wrong in the original. Lol, we have a very similar word as Dornrushin. I mean, mirror translated. And I was told to children, how was that allowed? Yeah, how was that allowed? Actually. But saying things are with a lot of different parts, like even in Poland we had a really messed up stories. Like you know, Baba Yaga is stealing children, or I have the original Green Tales. God damn. That's really good. That's a really rare thing. That's a really rare book you have there. But yeah, the entire story was those stories are really weird. They're gross. I really think a lot of those stories should be like done differently. Like I don't think those should be made for the children generally. Like same for the Krampus or Gorilla. Like Krampus itself is like so bizarre. Krampus or Bagman generally, because it's like generally the same folklore creatures just named differently depending on from which like region or country it is. Where the bird told the prince to look at the blood flowing out of the shoes of the girl. It was Cinderella, yeah. Yeah. Wasn't it like those because they cut their feet to fit the shoe? Yeah. Wait, was it Cinderella's feet cut, or was it her sister who cut her shoe? Her feet to fit the shoe? I'm not sure if they were the sisters. Wait, in original, wasn't it like not Cinderella for sure? Because like in general idea, like she was like it was a general idea, right? I'm not sure in the original they are sisters. No, they were not sisters. Like they were never sisters. They were like half sisters because their mother wasn't her mother. And after death of her father, if I remember correctly, because he died, the half mother like started actually bullying Cinderella and stuff. In the original, they are related. Yeah, they are not related. In the movie, they are also not related. They were always half sisters. Or well, they were. I don't think they were even half sisters. I think those were daughters of her half mother. Are related. Yeah. I think those were just daughters of her half mother, of her adoptive mother, because like she married her Cinderella's father. He died, and there was just the mother and her daughters, and the Cinderella had to do everything around. Like that was the story. And I think one of those quote-unquote sisters had their feet cut to fit the shoe because like it wouldn't fit well. Right? Or was it actually Cinderella? Like, did the fairy cut her Cinderella's foot? Original Alice Adventure is very cool. Yeah. Jabberwocky's story is also quite cool. Original one. Because it's kind of like Hobbit, but he actually goes somewhere and comes back. Because in the original, I think there's no fairy. It's a bird? A bird! Okay. A bird. Gotcha. So, like, Jabberwocky's story is that he literally just goes somewhere, takes the Vorpal blade, and comes back and kills his father. But he's not really killing his father for some reason. Like, it's a very weird, also psychological story. I think it was more or less like slightly before Alice's adventure or slightly after Alice's adventure. But I think it was before. I think Alice's adventure is using the Vorpal blade itself, right? But yeah. Because like the Jabberwocky's thing is that he literally just he didn't kill his father, but everyone thought that he killed his father. So he killed his father. So it was like they've bullied him and like forcing this idea that he killed his father. Right? They've like implanted that idea that he killed his father to the point where Jabberwocky actually killed his father. And Vorpal blade is like the blade of the madness, right? Like in general concept of it, it's like the blade of the madness or blade of the madman, right? So generally, like, of course, the Vorpal blade itself is like the idea that that there is some kind of like structure of madness that is like bringing that madness upon the person who wields it. My friend said he likes old men. Anyway, how are you? I'm really good. How are you? No. Oh no. There is a story about a creature called the basilisk that was chicken egg. That was incubated by a frog and raised by a snake. Then jumped into a well to live there for the rest of its life. Yeah, and generally the basilisk also has a possibility to... That scared me so bad, bro. But also basilisk has possibility to turn people into stone. Sand. Bro! What the fuck? What did you just send me, bro? It's crazy. It's actually crazy. I'm gonna send that to my friend. Dude. I'm actually not swinging that way, but that was a crazy thing going on. 38 use of AI. Kinda. Also, isn't it crazy that it's the way how Ash is portrayed in this thing? He's 15, by the way. Age is just no, it's not. It's not. That's especially excluding everything. Fuck no. Not only I'm not swinging that way, but also it's the. It's a crap I'm going into. We got from A. Yeah, we did. It's an image where Cartoon Network characters play the ball game. Yeah. Imagine. Oh, yeah. I'm actually wondering how to make him. I'm actually figuring out how I want to actually pursue this, because there are changes that I want to implement, but I'm not sure how I want to implement this. I want to show some fire action in here, so I'm wondering how it goes. We went from talking about dinos to talking about AI, and then the Green Brothers, yeah. Also, there was this series on, I think it was like, what, HBO's Fox series? About Green Brothers, but in like the current age, like current day and age, and they were like in Samurai Jack. Bro, imagine poor Jack. I'm convinced he has a crush on his phone's background is not trying on my outfit, bro. Bro. Imagine. I am. We're actually, yeah, no. I'm gonna keep going, I think. My friend has the angry Austrian artist in maid outfit as a background, bruh. Imagine. And never gonna happen, yeah. I'm telling you, your friend is a gold digger. He just wants the money. Oh, he is, bruh. Aibophobia, the fear of palindromes. When a word is flipped upside down, it's the same. Carrot Davis, bruh. Not upside down, if it's palindrome, if it's... He once said he wants to... Bruh. Imagine. But actually, it's not like... Palindrome is not when a word is upside down, it's when it's read backwards the same. So it's ibophobia, right? Or giraffarig, it's also a palindrome, right? Bob, yeah, Bob is also a palindrome. Looks like a carrot with a head, bro. Imagine, I'm a carrot. There is the thing you fear, yeah. Also, hippopotamonstros's quipedalophobia is the fear of long words, and it's actually the longest name for it. It's one of the longest words. The carrot. The carrot, love that. We could possibly make a emote out of it, but we are out of the spaces. I just need to finish the things. Which one do you want more? Davis Carrot or Vehicle? Emote. In my mean German class, they tortured us with stuff like Schifa. What? What is that word even? Shift your fart? What? No offense to Germans, by the way. It's a myth. It's only says quipedaliophobia instead of hippopotamonstros's quipedaliophobia. How the hell do you even pronounce that? Hippopotamonstros's quipedaliophobia. It's not that difficult. I would be angry if I could read. Ask Google. Bruh. I swear to God, if the piece is not going to be acquired, I'll start to moan. Oh, my friend collected filias. What? What do you mean collected filias? My ears fell off. I struggle with pronouncing question and uncomfortable I see. It's one of for firefighter helmets. How? Is there one for having something stuck up your ass? How it's a muscle. Now it's a muscle carrot, I'm pretty sure. Now threatening someone with having your foot stuck in their ass is actually making sense. Very jacked wine. I don't know what to do with arms. I have to go to the store. Be back in 10 minutes. Gotcha. The thing of what card Davis is looking at. You with the judgmental look. There's no name phobia for having something in your ass. Trust me, check for 2 minutes. Bro. I wonder when I'm going to be popular enough to start having hentais with my character. That's like a marking for being popular. That's like a marking on the internet. If they're making corn with your character, that means you're popular. Imagine people have... I'm getting very scared, bruh. I hate it. For some reason the body is not foreshortened. There, please don't do SSWR, it's not worth it. Ironically it is. Depends what you are going for. Like the vanilla stuff, not worth it, but if you're going for like a niche, that's actually a gold mine. Especially when you're picking a niche where you don't have much artists in. Used to do that in the past. Don't recommend getting into that because there's a lot of like weirdos going for jacked home furries. Yeah. Yeah, that's that. Like if you have the niche, it's a good penny, but if you sentient airplanes, yeah. This looks like he's passing something he wants. Booms. Imagine, but yeah, that's a thing, unfortunately. I have to find something for you quickly. There is an SSW art for dinos. There is, because people have that urge too. Like that Princess Unicorn ice cream with extra sprinkles looks so good. Yeah. Greek statues be like, yeah. What the fuck? Dude, what in the fuck? I finished the stream during time to eat some ice cream because oh my god, it's so hot outside. I've actually got a strawberry sorbet waiting for me. I can't wait to eat it. A couple airplanes, yeah. I already miss Christmas. Really? Gotta go, bye. Bye bye, Austin. Austin? Where did that came from? Bye bye, Amir. Got to hear how your is going. Yeah, calendar control me. Merry Christmas, bruh. Right back. Alrighty. Yeah, Merry Christmas. It reminds me of my old boss. He was British. Every time he was giving something to someone, and it was like usually more tasks, he was like, "Yeah, Merry Christmas." He was such a good guy, though. Really good boss. I can agree that. Yeah. Good old times, good old times. All I want for Christmas is you. Bruh, imagine Mariah Carey. Like, that's actually crazy. You should go to an opera. I like operas. I'm not really good singer. is near, and so I draw the final curtain. Who can sing? Yeah, I wish I could. At least I would have something additional to do on streams. But I don't know how to sing. I'm a very bad singer. Moving through the light. I don't know what to draw for this. Also, the body's fucked up. Yeah, and we're redrawing it. Like the fact every time I make my voice a little higher, my voice cracks up. Understandable. Nah, that's too big of a setup. I went to a singing school? Really? Yes, for 3 years. Goddamn. What happened with that? Did you pursue further on singing stuff? They try to teach me, I guess it's not my talent. The end is near, so I draw my final curtain. And I know much this my way. I also wanted to do sports and be flexible. You didn't even touch my feet when bending forwards or sit with my legs straight. Really? That's bizarre. How so? after 5 jumps, you really need to work on your condition. That's a not bad sign. That's a really bad sign if you're in this kind of condition. I've been doing sports for 6 years now. Well, that depends. What do you mean by doing sports? Like, what sports are you doing that you are not so flexible? Are you attending your trainings? Like, goddamn. That's really dangerous level of limited movement that you have there. Is it actually then dangerous for you? I do gymnastics. It's even worse. Are you even making gymnastics? How you are even doing gymnastics in the state? Every weekend? God damn it. Are you even capable to do gymnastics in this state? Much more than this. Where is my special talent? I mean, you're really good at checking for integrity errors at items and causing their destruction in the process. Like, drawing isn't fun anymore. Because you are looking at it the wrong way. If you want the art to be your thing, you have to accept it as your friend. You have to accept the fact that it takes really long time to learn the sheer thing, and accept the fact that most of the times your artworks might not really turn out the way you want. Like, unfortunately, most of the artists are in the same stage, are ending their careers in the same stage as you are. So generally, oh, art is not fun anymore. I'm not completing things. People are better than me. You know? Oh. So yeah, like, sit down, draw. It's not giving you happiness, learn it, right? Like, learn this feeling. Welcome back. Learn this feeling, you know? Because in the end, art is very... Art is teaching a lot when it comes to stuff. Quite a bunch, no matter, you know, no matter like where are you going with things. I ain't gonna lie, I honestly like my art. It looks good. I'm good at anatomy. Rendering even hand I can draw, but after I knew it all, it got boring and exhausting. Then draw things that you enjoy. Draw aspects that you like. Use your head and to create something out of nothing. See, the problem is that you were having fun of learning. This is something that I am actually telling a lot of people about. Like, make sure that you are having fun from drawing and not from learning how to draw. Because there's going to be the moment where you're actually going to say, okay, I've learned everything, what now? What else to draw? What else to learn? Right? So even though you stop drawing or learning how to draw, even though you've got all of this, like, you know, going on your way, etc., there is still the fact that you have the fun just drawing instead of like having fun learning how to draw, right? And on the other hand, you describe it as you don't like things you are drawing, things that you are not interested in. You have Thundercats, for example, right? Your favorite series. Why you won't draw a fan art for the series? It was so weird outside. Street light not working, pitch darkness, only the light of the storefronts. A lot of people walking around, no cars, and only tourist buses. They are behaving weird too. What do you mean? Hi, Strawberry. Good to have you here. How are you? Hoping it's going? How are we doing today? Like doing a 180 turn at green light on the biggest road, the other try to turn into a space where it cannot fit. How are you doing? Doing good, doing good. Just drawing. Planning things out for my manga. Hey yo, maybe all of them are actually got drunk, Zaga. Isn't there like any holiday currently? So everyone could just get drunk? I have to draw funnels or I'll see, but now even that would be boring. Spice it up. Draw illustrations. Write stories to your artworks. There's always things to improve. It's very difficult for seeing how it look like. Oh, buddy. Oh boy. It is big ass double-decker wide bus. I see. I see. It's because it's my only talent and hating the same activity over and over again, and when I like to do something it only lasts for a while and lost interest in it. See, the thing is, like, you are kind of trying to pinpoint something to that, but you seem like you don't want to push through. There's always going to be this thing. You are going to get used to this because things are going to start becoming your routine. You have to burst through it. You have to keep going with that thing. Let it become that routine. It is that, like, a breaking point you're at. Like, pick one thing you want to stay with you and just do this. Even though you're not going to like it as much. Because you can say like, oh, I hate it. But do you really hate it? Or you just stop having as much fun with it? Is something wrong with picking up a pencil and drawing something you like? See, the thing is that it is something that I'll try 3D modeling, yeah. True. The thing is that it is actually a problem that a lot of artists are facing, I can tell you that. It's not because it's your only talent. It's not your only talent. Right? It's not the talent you have. There's no such thing as talent. You can just absorb information faster. That's what can help you. But it's because the thing you are learning is actually like accessing your learning methods. That's why I've learned art way faster, because I am a person who needs to learn while doing something in the background, you know? Like, I need to draw something in the background, etc. Because I'm learning by motion. So when I was learning something for school, I was like moving my hand or moving my leg. I was walking around, but I was memorizing that. When I was at my classes, I was drawing and I was memorizing the entire class. I don't think I hate it. I just need motivation to even get a pencil or stand up, and I need to be excited about it, which doesn't happen a lot. So what is the problem in the end? Because your motivation is should be just a will to create something for drawing. Like, that's the motivation, like the best motivation you can drive yourself with for drawing. You can also motivate yourself by making an artwork for your OCs, making another OC. Maybe you need to expand on it. Like, creative life is difficult. I can tell you that. Like, you've seen me over and over again on streams getting like bored with drawing the same illustration for X amount of streams in a row. Like, you've seen me in this state. I hated the guts out of it. It's nothing bad to not finish your artwork in one sitting. You can always come back to it after a while. I'm just persistent at those things, and because I'm trying to enforce like some more cases, right? Like for example, I'm talking a lot today. I've made 3 pages. I've started the file. I've made 3 pages of the of my comic book, and I've started sketching the cover. I've made the first sketch. I didn't like it. I've made another sketch. I didn't like it. Now I'm making the third. I finished the third sketch. I like it, but I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to like it. That's the thing. There, like, it's a life full of compromises with yourself. And it's about every hobby, even reading books. Because you sit down and like, I can have much fun playing a game. But it's about doing that thing to break your reality, to break your routine. This is what a hobby is for. Sure, you can like dabble in other things. Like I've been literally touching every different media in art. It's been months since I asked if you could draw my OC, but I had no drawing of my new OC yet, and I'm not even half done. It's a motivation. I'm literally accepting the fact that I can draw your artwork, an artwork, a character art for your OC for free. Isn't that motivating that someone wants to draw your OC for free, not a commission? So again, like, it's a very difficult thing to be an artist. It's a very difficult thing and very complicated thing to be an artist. I've been sketching with pencil, charcoal. I've been using colored pencils with different kinds of like different types of those colored pencils: watercolored pencil, wax colored pencils, graphite colored pencils. I've been using I've been using watercolors, acrylic, oil paints. I've been sculpting in clay. I've been in clay that I have to bake, in clay that dries in air. I've been sculpting in wood, carving in wood, in stone. I've literally bought materials, made my own canvas, stretch it on the frame that I've made myself. And I've literally made a painting using that canvas that I've made myself. I've been helping my father to make furnitures from scratch. Custom furnitures. I've been just generally touching digital media now. Animation, illustration, manga making. I've been writing books, writing scenarios for my comic books. I've been making games. Like, I've been literally jumping from flower to flower, but it like just drawing stuck to me. The thing is to be persistent with something you want. You have to like prove to yourself that you can do this. Because there are moments where you just don't want to do that anymore. Because it starts to get boring, because it starts to be irritating to do the same thing over and over again. At first it was bad, I forgot about it, and whatever I saw the unfinished drawing, I did not want to finish it. I'm this kind of person that would literally cry if something doesn't happen the way I want. Or I can't do it the right way, or if it takes way too long. This is something to work on. Like, literally, it's something to work on. Like, sure, you can at first experience problems, but it's something that you don't have to live with. And as a matter of fact, it's going to be very difficult to live with this quirk. It's the sake of self-discipline. Like knowing where you can allow yourself for like picking, or where you have to make yourself go through some stuff. Broke my finger once because I punched my wall, lol. There's a lot of stuff to work on, like from like psychological point of view, for example. Like things you are describing now, it's like something that literally should be worked on. It's a very problematic quirk of for personality to go around with things. Like, of course, there are people who have ADHD also, and they also have troubles to focus on one thing. But they are still capable to learn self-discipline, and even though it's very difficult for them to stay focused on something, it's very difficult for them to stay focused on that precise task, they are capable to push through everything, you know? They're capable to like stay focused on drawing. How do I work on that? Like, that's... I have to say that it's something that a specialist would have to look into. Because there are like a lot of different trainings, that's for sure. There are like a lot of different methods, like programs to go through. But it's like for sure on psychological perception of things, you know? And for sure it's something that you can work on, and there are methods to work on this, but now I'm not capable to tell you exactly. Like I'm aware of... Here's the thing, I read a lot about psychology and psychiatry, and I can say that I know a bit about it. It's not like I'm a doctor, but I can literally like see what could be worked on. But I'm not the person to tell what training to pick to work on those things, you know? I can just recommend you to go, for example, to the psychologist. There we go, the psychologist, you know? It's a normal thing. I've even attended a psychiatrist, so like nowadays it's a really something that a lot of people go to. I want to be tested if I have ADHD or autism, or I don't know, but my does not want that because it's money. My mom. You know, if you are getting allowance, you can save. Everybody, everything nowadays. That's also true. Like, you go to the doctor, you say what you think you have, and the doctor is going to tell you that you have that thing. Same to therapy. I think at this point that's a bit of a hurting you. Like, that decision is literally hurting you. People go to the doctor, pay, get a diagnosis so they feel special. I mean, over here, not necessarily. Like, over here in Poland, people go to the doctor, they pay, and the doctor is still telling them, like, no, like, I can test you. They're assigning them tests, but after the tests, if it doesn't look like they have it, they don't have it. Like, that's the thing. A lot of doctors, because we don't live in a capitalist. Yeah, bruh. Exactly. Like, of course, like, there are doctors that you can go to and say, like, you know, my back hurts. I was thinking if I could receive time off, and the doctor will catch the drift and assign you a time off. But when you are actually going to them with actual concern, and it's like a serious thing, like a tumor or autism, depression, everything that can actually give you some very specific medicine. Yeah, sure, our doctors get money from medicine companies too for prescribing their stuff. Yeah, but for example, you then go to the drugstore and the specialist there tells like, oh yeah, we have that medicine, but actually you have literally the same medicine under different company's name, which is way cheaper. So it's literally the same medicine, but you can get it cheaper. Like this is happening in our drugstores. Like literally they're capable to give you, to sell you a different drug knowing that this is the same stuff. To go because my phone is about to die and I have no charger. It's okay, Star, it's okay, take care, bye bye. Bye bye. So yeah, like a lot of doctors literally just go around and prescribe a lot of stuff, but in the end it's just the same thing. You know, prescription stuff, they do it here too. They do the same thing for prescription stuff too. Like you have prescription for a med, for pills, and they are like, you know, we have literally the same thing. It's the same meds, the same compound, everything is the same, it's just a different name and it's cheaper. And they ask you if you want to buy the cheaper version, cheaper option. Because there are people like, you know, because of course there might be some additional stuff or like different production method that can cause, for example, different allergies or different outcome. So for example, people are going for that specific med because they've already tested out the different meds, right? So they are asking if you want that cheaper option, because they are concerned, they are concerned for your money generally, kinda, because a lot of meds that are like blown out, you're overpaying for, right? So this is like general idea for the meds. So they are giving you those that are no-name meds that that are only in the drugstores. They don't get ads, the doctors don't prescribe them, but they are there. But they are there because people are buying them because they are literally the same med and they are cheaper. So that's exactly the thing. Usually, actually, at least from what I've talked about, a lot of doctors are prescribing you the meds over here, but only because it has this specific compound, and it's like an information to the drugstore to give you the med with that compound. So whatever meds they can give you, as long as it has the same compound, you are good, right? Of course, taking to debunk the idea that there can be different outcome, because like there can be like different different solution that they've been made in, etc. Like there's whole science and chemistry behind it, and there can be different methods in, for example, receiving something, so it can influence different like side effects or different outcome of how you are going to feel. Like personally, I've had to change my med 3 times because they had different they had bad they were making me feel bad generally. Like for example, my sleeping meds, those are the meds I had to change 3 times because I have sleeping aid. Like I have sleeping meds, I have to take them to go to sleep properly, because otherwise I'm not sleeping well. I'm literally waking up tired. I'm not sleeping through. So yeah, like medications are like really, it's a topic for years to talk about, like straight up. I mean, what you can say actually much about it now? Like, I've shoot it out, but now as I'm thinking about it, like, in theory, we've actually talked through this. Maybe there's some more, maybe something like precise medication to talk about, like if we really want to talk about this, which I don't, because it's meds and chemistry and things I hate. But yeah, it's good that there are still people concerned for your money. Because like concerns can't really come in and pay to the drugstores to offer their meds, because for example, again, they can have bad outcome, right? That's why the people in drugstores have to have finished faculty, right? Like they have to finish medical school to work at such at the drugstore, right? Because they need to know what the meds are doing. Alrighty folks, I'm going to wrap up. We've got 3 hours of stream. I've like, okay, cool, I finished this sketch at least. And at last, probably on the next stream we are going to focus only on drawing and not writing. We'll see, I might sit down and write. And like write the rest of the pages. And do the thing I wanted to do. So we'll see. But yeah, folks. Thanks Zega, thanks Muto, thanks Bloodblush for being active in the chat on Twitch. Thanks Eric, Aspen, Royal, Skylar, Amir, Karut, Star, and Listerberry for being active in the chat on YouTube. And as always, folks, stay creative and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care and